Hey everybody, Patrick here with Rap 4. It is December 17th, 2012, and this is Monday Night Paintball. Alright guys, time for your paintball news and industry trends. Congratulations to Jason Wheeler of the Red Legion paintball team for winning this year's PSP Rookie of the Year. He narrowly beat John Woodley from Houston Heat in an online vote, so that means that you guys were the ones that voted for him to be Rookie of the Year. Congratulations, Jason. Your aggressiveness on the field definitely earned you the title. There's a pretty cool scenario going on in Louisville, Kentucky at the Paintball Asylum. It's called The Day After the End paintball event. It's going to be on December 22nd, and the whole premise is that if the world does not end on December 21st, then we're going to play some paintball the next day. Very cool idea. So if you are in Kentucky, be sure to make it out to the Paintball Asylum. Now on the same day, there's going to be an event in New York called Nightmare Before Christmas. It's going to be at Cousins Paintball on Staten Island. It's going to cost you $25, and that again is December 22nd. And the premise of this one is that the elves are angry and they're trying to keep Santa from delivering presents. If you go to this, be sure to take some pictures and video and send them back to us so we can show everybody how much fun you had. Timmon has come out with a new product. It's called the Griffin Paintball Marker Kit. Now this is very lightweight. It has an ergonomic front grip, internal air system, and it's affordable. You don't see Timmon come out with too many new products these days, but every time they do, it's always an instant classic. So be sure to get your hands on one if you're looking for an affordable marker to get you on the field. Alright guys, for this week's tactical tip, I'm going to hand over the stage to Murphy from Savoy 6. If you're not familiar with Savoy 6, they are our flagship team. They get a lot of our prototype gear and markers to test out on the field. They're involved with a lot of veteran charities, and most of them are veterans themselves. So, without any further ado, Murphy from Savoy 6.
Hi, this is Murphy from Savoy 6. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about grenades and grenade launchers. Now, the two types of grenades that Murph and I use, we have this type that uses 68 caliber paintballs. And we have this one that uses the 43 caliber paintballs. Just put 7 in each chamber. And another option with this one that uses 68 caliber paintballs, you can take the 6mm paintballs and you can fill them in and then cap it with the bigger paintball. And you have a little bit of a beehive effect. It's kind of cool. It really shocks people. It's a lot of fun. Now, with these cartridges, you want to be careful with them. You want to hold them, not touching the trigger, and also not pointing it towards your face or pointing towards your body. Whenever you load them, point them away from you and away from your buddies. Shooting in them first, and then drop the other end in. Close your pocket. You're ready to go. Cause some trouble. Now, today I'm going to show you 3 of the different launchers, different versions that we use. The first type mounts right here on the rails of your marker. This one's pretty easy to use. It's the lightest, so it's really convenient in a paintball game. Take your cartridge, go in a little bit of an angle, push it in right there just like that. Just slide it back and you're ready to do some damage. There we go, just like that. On the second one, this one is my personal favorite. This one gives you a little bit of versatility. You can either hook it to the rails of your paintball marker, or you can also use it as a sidearm. Okay, you release the safety right here at the bottom. Same thing, go in at an angle, push it in, being very careful not to hit that trigger. Pop it in. Go from, make sure you have it off of safe, onto fire. Woo! A little bit loud. That's part of the attraction of these guys. Now to fill up these cartridges, Murph's going to talk about this later. We have a couple of different systems, but he's going to go over maintenance and also how to fill these up. Now, the last, most fun we're going to show you today. This one, you can actually use these cartridges to fire off a rocket. You can hook this right onto your marker. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to take our cartridge, load him right in here. He's going to lock in right there. We're going to pull him back here. Take our safety off. And that tree, he's in trouble. Thanks a lot. This is Smurfy.
Hey guys, this is Murph with Savoy 6 Scenario Paintball Team. So now Smurfy, she showed you how to use the shells, what kind of paint they use, different kind of launchers you can use them for or with. Well, now I'm going to show you how to do some preventative maintenance so you can keep enjoying them and keep using them out on the field. So now I'm going to show you how to do this on a 68 cal shell. So what you're going to need is get your little squeegee. I got some old beat up one I've had for a while. Insert it in there. There's a plunger at the bottom of this. You're going to want to hold that in place while you unscrew it. And the reason you do that is sometimes it gets stuck on the inside, and when you pull the shell out, the insides will come with it. And that's the plunger. And there's a spring in there, and there's some ball bearings that they just want to go all over the place. So I got another dismantled shell with the all the way out. So this is the primer that goes through the bottom of the shell. This is the plunger I was talking about, and that's the ball bearing. And you see it fits in those little holes. Where the ball bearings, they kind of flex and move when you hit that primer. So they move to let air out, and they hold in place to keep air in. So just be careful of that. And you can lubricate these things, but be careful if you use those really ultra viscous, thick kind of gel lubrication oils, because you still want to be able to let that ball move. If you put some really crazy thick stuff in there, it's not going to move, and you're just going to have a really cool looking paperweight. So be aware of that. So also make sure you check out your O-rings. Just like any other paintball marker, O-rings are important. You know, if the seal's not right, air's going to leak out and you're going to know it. So just be careful when you're filling these guys up with air, because that air's going to want to go somewhere. It's wanting to get out, and that O-ring and the shell is keeping that air in place. So if you got a piece missing or something that's cracked or has a hole in it, that air's going to spray and it's probably going to scare the dog crap out of you. So just be careful. So when you're doing this, when you're filling them, you have a couple different ways you can do it. I have a couple different adapters here to show you. This obviously is 12-gram CO2 cartridge. You can put a CO2 20-ounce tank on there. I'm just showing it just to give you a little illustration, just to show you some different stuff. And I got a HPA tank with a remote line, and then I got the adapter on the end with that. So make sure you get familiar and you play with this little adjustment, because that's going to let the air in and out. Some of my guys out there that use scuba tanks, you know, you're going to be a little bit more familiar with this than others. So just play with it a little bit just to familiarize yourself, because I could show you all day long in the video, but until you actually get familiar with reading the gauge, it's not going to help you that much. So fill this bad boy up. So you hear the air, it's flowing. With the 68 cal, it's got the port on the end. It's full. Turn my air off and away from my face. So it's going to give a nice loud crack. Make sure if you're shooting out in your front yard, you got really understanding neighbors. When you're playing in a paintball field, it's always a safe idea just to let the field know, hey, I'm playing these. A couple fields we play at, they've seen us there enough times. They know these are safe, they know we're safe with them, and they don't have any really hesitation or reservations. But anytime you introduce a new piece of high-tech paintball gear, it's always kind of good to announce your presence and your intentions, because a lot of these places, maybe they're a little bit more family friendly. Like if you go up to Pendleton, you know, they got guys that like to play a lot. You got a lot of military guys. They're a little bit more understandable. If it's a paintball place that deals primarily in birthday parties and walk-ons, and it's probably like the one time they play paintball every 18 months, you bring this out, you're going to freak out some soccer mom, and they're going to go running for the hills. So just be an ambassador for the sport. Let's try to promote it and not scare people away from it.
Savoy 6 has their own Facebook page where you can get in touch with Murphy or any of the other 40 or so players on the team. It is facebook.com/Savoy6Paintball.
Alright, so a very new feature that the 468 general release will have is a new charging handle system, and let me show you how it works differently from previous systems to what we have now. Okay, so this is the 468 as we've had basically using for all these tests that we're doing in pre-production and so forth. To cock back this marker, you have to get 2 fingers, pull it back, you can hear the locking back. So basically that's how you operate this one. Okay. Contrary to a AR-15, M4, or that type of family of rifles, you don't have a charging handle latch. So that's something that we've been asked for. It's been a suggestion that we had at places like Fold the Gap and a few other, basically even from the T68. It was a suggestion a long time ago. Let's say, hey, why don't we make a latch on it? And it really does a couple of great things, not just for aesthetics or for being close to the real thing, but it also serves a great purpose for us with the closed bolt system. Again, without it, you could have the charging handle basically falling back when the bolt is doing its thing, the closed bolt system. But right now, let me just show you exactly the difference is with this type of system, you're not able to do one-handed. You basically can't lock it back that way. Let me go ahead and shoot it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you really do need 2 fingers to lock it back and to operate the next one. Okay. Another problem is that with this charging handle, when you don't have the bolt in there, if you pull too far back on this, you can actually overstretch the springs that are in there, and of course will require you to replace those springs altogether. So again, very excited this is coming out on the 468. Now you're able to basically take the palm of your hand, lock it back, do it. So you can see I'm using actually the palm of my hand to lock it back. So you can see there's also no more side-to-side movement on it. Okay, and again, this is more how one will do training with a AR-15 or an M4, and we just basically brought it to the 468 to be more realistic. Has an extended extended charging handle latch release on it. We're able to do it with one hand. I mean, you're still able to do 2 fingers like the previous one, but you're also able to do 1 finger activation on it. Again, very exciting stuff. We're very happy to see this coming out with the 468, and there will be another video explaining the upgrade from T68 to 468. It won't come in the first generation of it, but they will be able to upgrade to this as soon as it's available for the general release of the 468. Thank you very much.
Alright guys, remember, Monday Night Paintball is your show. We make it from the content generated from our Facebook page, so if there's anything you'd like to see, just go to facebook.com/rap4usa and let us know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.